Hi, everybody. I'm Quentin Schultz, Professor of Communication Emeritus from Calvin University. I'd like to share with you some thoughts about the workshops that I will be doing, and I hope you'll sign up for some of them. If you're not already signed up for my email address, just go to my website, quentinschultz.com, and sign up for emails there, or send me a quick note. My email address is on here as well. What about these webinars? Why should you be interested in them at all? Well, first of all, a little bit about me. I have been a professor primarily in Christian communication for 40 plus years. It's been really terrific run. I've been a mentor for 30 plus years. I worked with a lot of communication professors, media professors on their teaching, on their writing, on their general relationships with other colleagues in their departments and schools. And so I'm moving some of that mentoring over online now as I'm retired from Calvin. I'm a Christian. I'm a dedicated follower of Jesus Christ. I'm not at all embarrassed about that. It's what gives my life its richness, its texture, the vigor I have to go on, knowing that even though I am an imperfect communicator, God is communicating through me and will help me in these webinars as well. For me, faith integration, relating the study and practice of communication on the one hand to my faith on the other hand, is essential. It's not an add-on. I'm a father and a grandfather, and of course a husband and a friend and a neighbor and all those biblical stations or callings. I love them all, and they provide great examples and illustrations for me. The number one being, for me, in these webinars, the many years of experience I have as a Christian in teaching higher ed, both grads and undergrads. I'm a speaker. I speak a lot in different colleges and universities, at churches, at civic groups. If you go to my LinkedIn page, you'll get some sense of how much speaking I've done and where. I love it. It's infused my teaching, and my teaching about communication has helped me be a better speaker. Maybe you have some interest in developing a sideline as a speaker, and I can help you through these workshops with that as well. And finally, I'm an author. Many articles, many books, 12 plus books, many of them used as textbooks. Here are a few just to give you a sense of what I do, because these are all related to my teaching as well. My latest book is Communicating with Grace and Virtue, Learning to Listen, Speak, Text, and Interact as a Christian. The second edition of my public speaking book is out, An Essential Guide to Public Speaking, used in a lot of Christian colleges and universities. Diane Badzinski from Colorado Christian University and I did a little book, An Essential Guide to Interpersonal Communication, which is used widely as a quote-unquote supplemental text in interpersonal and some other communication courses at Christian schools. The book I think I'm probably best known for is one I wrote called Communicating for Life. I was originally going to call that Communicating for Shalom, life in the sense of flourishing. How do we flourish with communication in community and in media? And that book is still out there, still in print, and widely read and used as well. Those are a few of the books, all of which came out of my teaching. And one of the webinars I want to do is about how to take the material that we use for developing our teaching and turn that into books that can be used for supplemental textbooks or trade books used in churches and the like. About my webinars. First of all, they will be inspiring. I want to inspire you. I want to boost your morale, because we're all in difficult times with enrollments going down at a lot of schools, high levels of depression and anxiety. And by the way, I'll talk about in the seminars the fact that I have been a lifelong sufferer of terrible, debilitating anxiety and depression. The webinars will be practical, immediately helpful things for you. They will be faith integrative. This is part of who I am. This is how I study and practice and do communication. Faith integrative with biblical wisdom, not just biblical moralism, biblical wisdom, the deep wisdom, and also the winsomeness, the sheer delight and joy that comes from faith integration when it's well done. It's so great. It's like from the Middle Ages where the monks would say, speak only if you can improve upon the silence. That's biblical wisdom that can help us out. Payment optional. I'm not going to charge you big bucks for webinars that are not helpful to you. If you're helped by one of my webinars, afterwards, you can pay me. If you're not helped, don't pay me. If you get on there and after 2 minutes you decide this is a clunker, this is not going to help me, bail out. And don't worry about how I will feel about it. I'm going to serve you. And if I serve you well, you will help keep me going with this. I trust all of you to do that with me. So it's optional if you're truly served. And they will be well produced and to the point. Well produced and to the point. I don't want to get involved in this in a way that's like most webinars that just are a kind of waste of time. I really don't want that. So inspiring, practical, faith integrative, payment optional, and well produced and to the point. That's what I'm all about with these webinars. Now, here are my goals for you in these webinars. I want you to be able to teach more effectively and efficiently. Second, to integrate faith and learning wisely and well. Third, to navigate campus and cultural conflicts. And we all have all kinds of conflicts, and they seem to be growing in society and in our academic institutions and our churches and our families. Oh boy. But we can navigate those in our teaching better. And I want you to flourish, to have life as a Christian communication and media professor. That's what I aim for you in these webinars. I really want it to happen, and I pray that God will bless me and you and make it happen. As I look at things overall as a lifelong communication professor in a Christian context, I think about it in terms of us being called to be servant professors, to use the gift of communication that God gives us to serve our students and our colleagues. That's what I'm all about, and I know that you're about that too. And that's why I think you'll be interested in these webinars so that we become better servant professors using the gift of communication. We are in a field which is essential for quality teaching, communication. It's not optional. It's not on the side. It's not something you put on like a little salt and pepper on the meal. Communication is so much part of the meal of serving up really, really fine teaching. So let's do it together through these webinars. The webinars will be promoted through the website that I have where I collect email addresses. So if you're not already signed up, go to my website, www.quentinschultz.com, and you can sign up there for my email newsletter, and you'll get all the invitations that come out. You can also send me a personal email at qschultz with an E on the end at Gmail. Let me know that you're interested in the webinars and any topics that you're interested in too. I've got all kinds of interesting topics to offer. I hope you'll try one out. They're payment optional. And if you hit one that really works well for you, let me know. That it will build me up. It will improve my morale and encourage me in these difficult times. So there you have it, my friends. I'm Quentin Schultz, Professor of Communication Emeritus from Calvin University, offering these webinars for professors of communication, educators in communication and media, and I hope you'll try some of the webinars, and together we'll serve one another well, and God will be glorified. Thank you for your interest.